consider ourselves, and I know we've been treated wrong, and still to this point is, but, you know, to me, we all are one. We have one individual creator, your calling God, Jesus. We was not, per se, brought up like a lot of people with mine. We had our own creator. We call him creator because he created everything. And we respect it. We pray for everything that we got. Well, let me get back to what we were talking about. It's like what you said here, you know, a little bit about history. And a lot of the people would have, the Trail of Tears was, a lot of people know as Cherokee Trail of Tears. As our Creek Nation, I must go in. We had land in Florida, Tallahassee, Hawaii. We own the whole state of Georgia, a little bit of South Carolina, onto the border of Tennessee, meaning good people. And we also ended up to Alabama, or all Alabama, all the way down. We were the largest Creek nation of Native people in the United States. We called it Turtle Island. The United States to us is Turtle Island. But there was two removals. Anything from the Chattahoochee north was known to the people upper creeks. It's classified as undocumented now. Anything below that was known as the low creeks. I have be proud of to be the reenactment of Thomas Chichi. You know who Thomas Chichi is? You know, he built Savannah. I helped build Overthorpe in him. I did the reenactment there when he got off the boat. And I've done also Macintosh. I've done a lot of reenactment.
Oh, DT, tell these good folks, if they go out to Oklahoma, what kind of reception do they get if they talk about what a great guy Macintosh is?
Well, if you ever have an enemy, a person, you say, look, you know, so they'll look at you, get out of here, I don't want to speak to you. But, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. Macintosh, this, for say, sold the land of for 2 bags of gold, which his mother was half Creek and half Scottish. And I can say, we also know him, he will speak Creek and Cherokee. So therefore, a lot of, like here, you know, so well, we don't know that much about what goes on. We also was in the military himself. So he took advantage of everything and first they sold the land out from under a Creek nation. Well, therefore, Hobitia Holder had took part of that gold and went to Texas to buy some land because we knew that this was coming. Because of the removal already from the north, from the others. So Hobitia Holder went to Texas to try to come back, and before he did, the Alamo was going on. Okay, the North and the South had broke out loose. So here we were, you know, in the removal also. So we couldn't, you know, you ever heard people say, well, if you take 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards? That was because the thought they had taken all our Native people from here. And you know, what y'all doing here, I really admire because your roots, I tell people, your heritage, keep your language, keep your culture. You know, this is what keeps all of us together because we're not separated. You know, we don't have okay, the French, German, or ours. Okay, you know, we're all one, and we're not. We speak one language. Do we not speak one language? So, therefore, you know, what y'all doing here really inspires and touches my heart. You know, and Walter said the truth. When he said that for me to come in and help out with the Macon Thomas. And he already had been spent $1 million on restoration on this building. Till he invited me and we started doing events and like y'all doing fundraisers and collections and memberships.
Oh, that's another thing I need to mention too. Y'all are certainly invited to any Bucks County historical meeting. What is that, the last Thursday of every month or something? Anyway, because what we all need to do in Henry County, Jasper County, Bucks County, Monroe County, all this historical people, we need to be working together to try to preserve this stuff. You know, all of us, we got interest in it, let's all try to work together and get some things going. Now, another thing I want to mention, because I get here tonight and then I see these great heroes like y'all's mayor that I served with back in August. Where'd Otis go? Is he still there? Right there. So we stood up in our times, you know, back in the 60s. And as far as I know, are there any communists out here tonight?
I don't think I'll be standing here.
Well, I don't know. But I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If any communists, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings about it, because that all happened a long time ago. But as far as I know, and what Captain Miller was from Henry County, several of the guys that had the record business, and who were those brothers or something?
Yes.
We had a lot of Henry County people, you know, from. Yeah. But listen, as far as I know, from the time we served to the time we left, there wasn't a single commie to go across Oak Bogey River. They were cut off. Thanks to our National Guard. All right, so TJ, I want to thank you for coming and doing this Native American thing. I guess I was supposed to talk a little bit about Indians. But Frankie gave y'all, and I tell you, I'm crazy about Frankie because she is single-handedly, in my mind, saved Indian Springs. And when I was growing up, I spent 90% of my summers, I spent in Indian Springs. Horde Mucks, with the Horde family down there, they went off on the road. They had a fair that they ran during the fall. But I spent all that time down in Indian Springs, and Frankie's come along, and if y'all haven't seen that amphitheater that she's built, you won't believe that's in Indian Springs. I mean, she built this amphitheater in about a month. It was just huge. The table seats are under, you know, it's got like an industrial steel building over it, but the table part is under the shelter. So if it did start raining, it is covered. But she's had several things down there with bands. The sound is good. And like I say, she's trying to save Indian Springs. So that's why I like Frankie and I like what she's doing.
It's a group that keeps everything going together.
Yeah.
Progress. You know. Hey, I'm probably as old as some of y'all guys.
If you wanted to. But like I say, we all grew up around here together. And we grew up, to me, in one of the most magic places. Henry County, Bucks County, I cannot imagine any other place that I would have wanted to grow up. And with the parents I had, and their people were from this area. Let's see, is there anything in particular y'all want me to talk about?
7 Island.
Okay. I wanted WJ, our old friend WJ Shannon, I wanted him to come because he is kind of an island river guru. Oh, and another guy that we lost a couple of weeks ago, it was our sergeant, Billy Crum.
Yes.
Sergeant Crum, I guess he was close in on 90 when he died, but he was always flexible, he was always doing things. He went from Jackson Lake to the Atlantic Ocean 6 times, I think, 6 or 7 times. So, I mean, and he and his wife went down the Colorado River. He's just a great guy. But he passed away a couple of weeks ago. But WJ WJ's had a place on Jackson Lake for 40 years. But he got into the river thing. He likes to go down there and they fish for shoal bass because they put up more catch and release. They go down to the 7 Islands area. 7 Islands is down the Oak Bogey River. It's blocked off now. You can't, Ms. Crum, I hope is going to figure out some way to get in there and let us take some pictures. Because we used to call it the Mars Mill when I was growing up around here. But all I mean, when you go down there and see that rock work, it looks like something out of old England. The way it was built, it's still there. I mean, all the framing stuff, the Yankees burned it. But the first island, 48 Island, of 7 islands, when Sherman's army came, and that's a big thing about this year. This is the 150th anniversary of when Sherman came through. But 7 islands, the first island's what they call 48 Island. The legend has it that anything Sherman couldn't take with him, the livestock, was taken out on 40-acre island. Some people say 400 animals, some people say 4,000, but whatever they couldn't take, they killed right there and left it. But you know, that's war. He wanted to end the war, but I had another young man come see me, James somebody. But Paul Cannon brought him by, wanted me to talk to a little bit to him about history. And I said, well, if you want to know something about history, I want you to write this down to start with. So he got out his pencil and paper. I said, write this down. History is written by the winners. Whoever wins the wars writes the history. Right or wrong, right? That's the way it goes.
You don't have to be a winner, you can be dead. What happened to Custer?
Yeah. But anyway, well, another thing I've come across lately is, you know, I think when we were growing up, in the 4th grade or somewhere, we all had to take Georgia history. Well, now going back and looking at it, I'm saying, why didn't they teach us about what was going on around here? You know, we had Indians, we had Indian wars. Yeah, but I don't remember any of that. I might have woken up and paid attention. We had to talk about that stuff, you know. But like I say,